Okay, so here we are, 1 minute. Ariane 5, flight VA217, ABS-2 and Athena Fides under the fairing. So silence now, and we're going to enjoy the show from the terrace. Enjoy it too. And we'll tell you what we experience in a few minutes. Thanks.
À tous, DDO, attention pour des comptes finales. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, unité, top, allumage moteur vulcain. Allumage confirmé. Top, allumage UAP, décollage. Lift off, c'est parti. Les paramètres à bord sont nominaux.
Attention, ça va être à nous. On l'a perdu, franchement, à cause du plafond qui est très bas, Henri, mais on l'entend passer.
Oh oui, là, le son est vraiment
Vous l'entendez peut-être
important.
On entend très fortement.
Yeah, we've lost the visual.
Yann 5 ECA.
We've lost her visually, but we can hear her. What an amazing thrust. These two powder there's this amazing, and the whole sky is vibrating. Yeah, even although the weather was not so good, we can really see the flames out of these EAPs, and really a superb launch. And it's really climbing and going up very high in the sky, but we can still hear it very well, whizzing past. I don't know if you can hear it as we can. We were saying 540 tons of thrust each for the EAPs, 2 tons of powder consumed per second. That's 90% of the thrust which is given from the very beginning. And these EAPs are going to be working a little bit more for a little bit more than 2 minutes. So 240 tons of powder. You can really hear them thundering across the sky. So it's going to be the end of the work soon for these two EAPs, which are going to be jettisoned from the main body of the rocket. Because everything that is dead weight, of course, is useless, and that should be happening within the next few seconds. There we are. There are some rockets, some distancing rockets there, 8 distancing rockets that make it possible to eject the two EAPs. So the launcher is still around 50.5 meters. Now the max is, of course, much lower than it was at liftoff. We now only have 230 tons in flight. So what's the next step? The next step is going to be the crucial altitude of 100 kilometers when the fairing will be jettisoned. Yeah, because beyond these 100 kilometers, there's no friction, no vibration, and it's almost interstellar void here, so no risk for the satellites. So the fairing can therefore be ejected at around 170 kilometers. And the fairing is 2.4 tons, although it's beehive composite material. So it's now lost 2.4 tons, and the launch vehicle is still racing through space. This is the first time that you've witnessed a launch from a terrace. You gave a lot of goes, but how do you feel? It's actually the first time that I've seen it from the Jupiter 2 terrace, and I really must say that it's something deeply moving and exceptional moment. Okay, so we're actually now, if Manuel de Oliveira's teams can already do so, we're going to have another look at the liftoff. We had to wait a little, but it was well worth the wait. Look at it. There it is, a powerful liftoff. So, as regards the tracking now of the launch vehicle and its passengers, it's now performed by the so-called downstream stations. Yeah, for the acquisition of the telemeasure data, we have a network of ground stations all along the way. It's constituted of the Galeão station here at the CSG of Natal in Brazil, Ascension Island in the Atlantic, Libreville in Gabon, and Malindi in Kenya. So all of these stations acquire the telemeasure signal, but they then need to process the data, and part of it is done immediately. Yeah, we have telemeasures with more than 1,000 parameters, but part of this flow of data is decrypted real-time. It's what we call CVI, or immediate visual control, which tell us in real time about the health of the launch vehicle. And this data is then transmitted to the operational teams and the various entities concerned. So there's a team that we're going to go and visit at the CVI, and they're very good at reading and decoding the data and distributing it to the various people who are concerned and who make the decisions on the flight. What I now suggest is that we've been a little bit high on emotion here with this little slightly postponed flight. You know that we had more than 2 hours as a launch window. There was plenty of time to launch. So lots of emotion with this liftoff for Ariane 217. Just a short break now before we resume and try to catch our breath, and we'll have a look at what has happened in the field of space over the last few weeks. But we'll be